What's up, everyone? What's up? Thank you for coming in today, guys. I'm just getting ready here to get going. Good morning to everybody, whoever's still in the West Coast. I know most of y'all are from the East Coast, but you know what? I wish we could align our times a lot better. But thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, Lollygag, Tracks, Void Papi, Duke Shadow. I wish there was blurb so you could blow it up, man. But unfortunately, we gotta work for that affiliation. The good news is that it looks like Twitch is gonna remove some of that stuff where you can get actually the affiliation perks on sign up as long as you are I think they just require certain things. I'm not sure 100% when they're gonna roll that out, but, in the meantime, we're gonna try to get to affiliate again with this account. For those who don't know, I am Tally. I am also known as Dirty Red Panda. Um, and today we're talking about One Up Tech. You know, we just started up this business, me and Dirty Wolf. You know, his real name is Giovanni. For those who don't know, now you know, because obviously we can't use our Twitch names when we're talking to our customers unless they know us through stream. Then sure, why not? But yeah, I am Tally, my partner Giovanni or Gio for short. I like calling him the G Man sometimes here, um but yeah, we are owners of One Up Tech Company. And you know, we recently formed it uh last March. I think our official date was March 5th. So a lot of paperwork had to go through, a lot of time just waiting to get business licenses going. I think we just barely received our last business license, so officially we can start, you know, providing services already. And we're just excited to be at this level already with our company. Like I feel like we've gone so quick. Um, right now currently we're just three people in the company, me, Giovanni, and pretty much uh my accountant. The one and only Foco Nation. I don't know if you guys know him yet, but he is our accountant. And soon you're gonna see him stream too. He's gonna be known as the Dirty Feral Ferret. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a phone call here by actually Gio. Give me 1 second. Anyways, everybody, I am back. So yeah, we're just three people here, one of tech. So the question is, what is a one of tech? Who is one of tech? Obviously, as I mentioned before, it's just the owners and one accountant. We're a small company. We are a company that builds, you know, PC custom PCs that we specialize in designing and assembly of like these gaming PCs and even streaming computers. Um, because we understand that streamers nowadays not only do they just stream, they game, you know, and you don't even have to be a streamer. Even for a content creator, we work with anybody who needs a computer, honestly. And our mission is just to provide expert guidance and transparent pricing, which is something we look, to all the time because I know this market is just getting crazy. It's getting more expensive and like I feel like sometimes people feel like they're just being robbed, you know? Someone like, our companies is gonna be based off this stuff, transparent pricing, also giving that exceptional customer service to ensure that our clients receive the perfect computer tailored to their needs, you know? We don't want you guys to be overspending. We don't want you guys to underspend either because we're gonna be honest, because you got needs and they need to be met. And in order to provide something like that, we need to make sure that the computer you're getting is the perfect one for you. And that is our mission, you know. Everything with reasonable prices, obviously. Um, and we're gonna make sure to give you the best price that we can at the moment, you know, when we do our consultations and everything. So pretty much that is what we're doing. You know, we're a company that build custom PC computers for anybody that needs one, Um, could be for gaming, could be just for streaming, could be just for business too. Anything, you know. And we promise we're going to provide our expert guidance, transparent pricing, and exceptional customer service to ensure that you get what you are paying for. And the great thing about being a small business, we the owners are gonna be providing that ourselves. We're gonna be the one actually backing up this service. There's really honestly, there's not gonna be anybody else you're gonna be talking to but just us. We're the ones accounting for everything that happens here. Um, oh, I see the doors. I think it's for the logo on the bottom. I see you guys. And but yeah, where was I? So that's pretty much what One Up Tech is all about, you know. And like I said, we got we got some good reasons why you should choose us over companies that are probably do the same thing, but they're so much bigger than us. I mean, obviously, there is pros and cons to everything. I can't promise you competitive prices all the time because, we are just still a small company and we don't have that many resources, compared to the bigger guys. But one thing I could tell you, One of Tech is going to deliver, you know, premium custom built computers tailored to your needs with expert craftsmanship and unbeatable support, because like I said, the owners, we are the ones talking to you guys. And even when there's an issue on your computer, I'm pretty sure you're going to be talking to the man that built it. So, you know, I'm going to tell you right now that support's going to be there. Um, you know, our services, they're going to provide fully customizable uh computers where you get to pick every component that goes in there. I mean, everything, guys, like to the case fans, to the motherboard, like whatever color you want. You just let us know, you know? And, you know, and I'm not saying that you have to know anything about computers because you can also have us recommend what's the best setup, for you guys. And then when you guys throw us a budget too, we can definitely work with all sorts of budget. We just need to make sure that it meets your needs, you know. Um so like I said, you don't really need to know anything about computers or anything because we're there. We're the experts. We're going to do our best to find that hardware that best suits your needs. And we're gonna make sure that you don't even overspend either, because that is sometimes an issue where you buy this overkill computer, but you don't really use the whole performance. So we'll guide you through all your choices, that you make for the computer. And if you rather us surprise you and be like, hey man, you know what? This is what I need it for. Surprise me. You best bet I must try to surprise you guys. And obviously we ain't gonna do any rip-offs or any BS pricing. Y'all are gonna receive an estimate with every pricing on there. That way, you know, you feel confident that whatever pricing we give you guys, it's a fair pricing. It's gonna be transparent. It's gonna be honest advice. you know, and there's not gonna be any upsell because honestly, even if you just do the consultation with us, um, it's gonna avoid father laughing back there. I think yeah, so like I say, I think it's the logo closing on there. That was the noise. I think I had it too loud. But I just turned it off for now because actually I couldn't even hear it myself. So I was like, man, what's the noise they're talking about? But then I forgot. Yeah, the video makes an audio thing. But yeah, so yeah, you know, we're not gonna upsell you anything. We're not gonna try to make you feel uncomfortable of any pushy sales, pressure here and there because honestly, with the consultation itself, even if you don't want to proceed with going to build a computer with us, at least what you're taking home is first off, a parts list that is all compatible, you know? And second of all, it's a parts list tailored to you. So now you have a blueprint of like, huh, this is probably the kind of computer that I want and that I need, you know? And then third, I'm hoping that you leave the consultation more confident that hey, this parts list that I have, I could take it wherever and I could try to price match or do, whatever, or look for a similar computer with similar specs, you know, and that's what you're taking home. So, like, even if you just do the consultation, I'm hoping that the information we provide you um, is enough to guide you wherever you're going to go with it. If it's going to be coming with us and we're assembling your computer, or if it's going with anybody else or buying a computer, pre built somewhere else. But now you have that information, you know, and that's part of one of the main reasons why I made One Up Tech because I personally love helping people, and I just didn't want to be like another small tech company that just builds pre-built computers. Hey, Frankie, thank you for the follow. Thanks for coming in. Um, yeah, so I didn't want to be another small tech company that just makes pre-builds and here's what we're giving you. That's all we can give you, or a custom built computer that is overpriced. Like I'm telling you guys, like when we were looking at like, what's a fair pricing, and I was searching through all our competitors, see what prices. Some of them are legit, I'm not saying all of them are horrible, but we've seen some horrible pricing where it's like over 40% sometimes of what the computer is worth. And it was crazy to see, that prices can get like that. And I'm all like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that company. I want to give solutions. I want to give affordable solutions because this market is just getting crazy, for new computers. And honestly, like that's one of my main missions here. It's just like giving honest service and honest pricing, with everything that we do here. And hopefully, when you decide to come and get our consultation or even go through the whole experience of your computer being built with us, like you feel that, you know. I want to make sure that you're confident before you even put any money down. Like I want to make sure that you're just confident that what you're getting is is a lot of value, you know, and something that you can't really get with a lot of companies when they're already big. Right now, you got the owners. You got the owners backing up the services. Like I don't understand. I don't know what other companies out there do that, you know. So we're here. Me and Gio, we're here, to help you guys through the whole experience, through the consultation to getting your computer built. Um so yeah, you know, um obviously we also offer the expert assembly, you know. You guys saw us on stream on how we do it. Sometimes it's not perfect. Sometimes you get dead on arrival parts where it makes the whole thing complicated because you have to know how to troubleshoot sometimes when computer parts are not playing nice, you know. So let us handle that burden for you guys, right? So save your time, skip that research, skip the stress. We'll handle everything for you guys. We're gonna be the ones stressing when we turn on that power button and nothing turns on. I mean, you can even ask OG Jules how that went for us on our stream. Oh my goodness, but we got it, and this is where our expertise just clicks in. We're able to troubleshoot to the point, that we're like, you know what, it's just the power supply. It's nothing, it's not the motherboard or anything, you know. So we're like, it has to be the power supply. So got in, bought another one, put it in there, and it started working. So yeah, let us stress about it. You guys don't have to stress about it. What if the case comes broken? Um, we try our best to pack everything um the best as possible when we finish it. Actually, when we receive every part, right? We like to, take it out of the box, examine everything, make sure that there is nothing defective on it. I have personally, I think when building I think I was building a pre-built, I received a case broken. Like one of the legs on the bottom were just snapped off. And, you know, when stuff like that happen, um, now that we kind of are a company now, we have a little more resources now to be able to be like, you know what? We're going to deal with this replacement. We're going to buy another replacement and just so that we don't waste time because at that point, time is what's not going to be our ally then, so we understand that, we're going to probably have to buy another replacement. Now, like if the case so like if I were to receive a broken, so yeah, like, in that case, we would just buy another part. We're not expecting you guys to cover anything because like whatever we charge you guys, that's it, you know. So if anything defective comes in, then we're gonna make sure to take care of it in our end, to make sure that uh the flow of building your computer doesn't get as interrupted. Like, yeah, it sucks because then we have to wait for the replacement to come out. But instead of waiting, we're probably gonna buy the replacement and then ship the one that's broken back to them, and we'll deal with that replacement issue for you guys. But yeah, we'll make sure everything arrives in good health, in good standing because you know, we don't want to give you guys any scratch stuff. And even then, like, let's say if it's a small scratch, I'll make sure to even communicate that with you guys. Be like, hey, it looks like this case received a little scratch here. And you can be the ones to even tell us like, okay, no, that's too bad of a scratch for me. I don't want that. And that is fine. We'll deal with that, you know. Or if it's something that like, you know what, it's just a small scratch, like I don't care, let's just proceed with it. So like the communication we're gonna give you guys when you get uh let's say when you finally pay for the computer assembly, um, it's gonna be one of the best types of communications because we're gonna be honestly just telling you updates, where we're at and everything on it. And um and if any problems occur, that we want to know your guys' feedback because we're not gonna give you something you guys are not accepting of. So if it's a scratch, a small scratch that would bother you, we're not gonna put it in there. We're gonna send that thing right back to the manufacturer and tell them our business. But yeah, you know, and that's the kind of customer service that we want to bring to you guys. And Duke Shadow says, sounds like top tier customer service. That's where we're all about. And I feel like that's one of the top things like you're getting from a small business. And and hopefully when we do scale it up, it will be something as close to it as possible. And and I understand the stresses that come into building these computers, especially when you get scuff marks and stuff like that. And you're like, I don't like that. Send that thing back. So I'm gonna be here and make sure to be that ambassador for you guys when we do receive those parts and we see a problem. We'll make sure to communicate that with all of y'all. Um, as you can see, we're passionate about this stuff. We're gamers and tech enthusiasts who care about how setups are, and we want to bring that passion to you guys when we do our consultation, all the way through building your computer, all the way to even following up, making sure that everything is working to your standard, you know. Um and and if you're a local here in Arizona, let me tell you the customer service even gets better. So if you order here locally in Arizona, we want to do a thing where if we're finished building the computer, we'll ship it personally ourselves. We'll drive up, you know, we'll drive up and drop it off for you guys. That way we save money on shipping and we save time, honestly, because I know it's exciting to receive your gaming computer or your streaming computer. I know it's exciting and no one wants to wait. So like if you're local here in Arizona, I'll drop it off or my friends will drop it off, you know. Um Void Fire says, do you handle all the shipping and handling costs from for the customers or is this something to consider after consultation, build and pricing? Okay. So unfortunately, we can't handle the cost for shipping, so all that will be in the estimate. Um, Hopefully in the estimate. If not, at least it will be like an updated invoice to make sure that we're not overpricing you for shipping because honestly, we can't really tell how much exactly is going to cost until the computer is assembled and in the box. So we need dimensions and we need weight to be the factor. So once we have those two, we could give an accurate pricing on that. Um, but yeah, that's something that personally I wish we could cover, but it's really expensive. It's really expensive. It could be even up to $300 sometimes, just depending on the weight, depending on how big the box is. Um, the idea that I have, we're gonna be reusing the boxes the cases came in because I feel like so far with those kind of boxes, I have saved tons of money because those boxes they perfectly fit. Um, the computer case already, so it doesn't have excess sizing or excess weight onto it. So with those kind of boxes, I felt like it's about like 50 to 150 bucks with shipping. Um because of like the weight. Honestly, it's all about the weight and how big the box gets. Like the box we shipped to JF Digital because we didn't have a box, so we had to come up with it. Um the box was huge. The weight was a lot. It literally probably cost us about I think it was like $269, I believe, to get it to him. So like, we're all like, there's no way. And that's just for the shipping. We're not even talking about the amount of peanuts we bought. We're not even talking about like the tape or even the self-inflating foam to make sure that all the PC parts are secured inside the box. Um yeah, it costs a lot of money. It's about like 350 bucks or so that we probably spent, probably even closer to 400, honestly. It's just out of the ballpark. So, uh, we're trying to make sure to keep shipping costs low, and and we understand that it can get expensive. So that's one thing we're trying to work for and focus. I know I've done some pre-builds where I've shipped it out, and it didn't cost that much to do because I reuse their boxes, I reuse their packaging and everything. So that's what we're trying to do. So like when we do receive your parts and stuff, we're trying to save anything that can help us with shipping and bring that shipping cost down. Um but yeah, we'll make sure to also like, you know, provide that information. I'm not 200% sure if we're gonna charge the shipping costs up front, but we're gonna make sure that the shipping cost is somewhere in there before we send it out, and then you guys can know exactly how much that's gonna cost because shipping computers can get expensive, can get really expensive. Duke Shaw says, "I'm not local, but not far." You know what? I would say, you know, like I wish we could take a drive sometimes. You never know. You never know. Maybe. You never know. Um. So Voidfire says so the price and shipping handling will vary. Yeah. So it will vary a lot, guys. Because it really depends what kind of case you got, what kind of hardware you got too, because if your computer is just heavier than others, then we're gonna have to, like that's gonna add into the cost. But not to worry, we're gonna try our best to make sure that we pick the right uh shipping services, as well as make sure to reuse as much as possible all the packaging, the boxes, everything that we could find that we can reuse. We're gonna reuse it. Nothing's gonna be wasted. We're gonna make sure that we keep that cost to a low as much as possible because w- we don't ever want to see anybody spending as much as we spent to send that computer to JF. So we understand it personally. Trust me. Like it was like so yeah. Um, Warranties and supports. We're gonna also make sure that you guys get all the warranties. That all your hardware came with. We're gonna make sure to package all that so that you guys have that information. Make sure to register all the parts that do come. We're gonna make sure to give all that instruction either way. I think what me and Dirty Wolf were thinking about making like a binder with information so that you guys can uh receive like all the information about your computer as well as all the warranty information if there is any. Um and let's see what else. What else? Um and pretty much anything that like any communication with for us, like if you have any problems and stuff like that, we'll probably have it all in a folder for you guys. We're gonna send Literally, all the extra accessories, we're gonna send it to you guys because you guys paid for it. We're not gonna keep any of it. Like, so all the spare parts, spare screws, cables, whatever it is, we're gonna send it to you guys. Um, and we're gonna make sure that to follow up with you guys too as well. Once you do receive that computer, we want to make sure everything is working. That everything is to your standards, and make sure that if hiccups do arise, it's not the end of the world. We're gonna be there no matter how long it takes us. And if we need to get that computer sent that back because there's obviously some real issues with it, you know, I'm thinking here that we're probably gonna have to eat that and, you know, send that computer back, you know. But yeah, we want to make sure that that stuff is working. You got have all the information, you have all of the um pretty much everything that you would need about that computer. We're gonna obviously keep some of those records too because I know people can lose folders and stuff. So we're gonna make sure that at least somebody has that information. So when we provide that support, you know, we'll have it then and there. Um, but yeah, you know, that's pretty much what I want to say, about all the pros and cons, of going with a small business like us to somebody that's just, a bigger tech company out there. Um, we want to, our mission is just to make that difference for all our clients and pretty much be able to ex- expand that and scale it, when eventually if we ever do get a lot of orders and stuff like that, um just be able to do our mission but do it a lot better when it grows. um so yeah, so thank you all for showing up. We're gonna go into the next topic here. um I promised that we're gonna talking about some computer parts. So I think for today's topic, um uh about a certain computer part, and what exactly you might need uh to think about when you're deciding to choose this part. So on today's topic is the CPUs. What do you need for gaming? What do you need for streaming? So if you're building, obviously if you're building even just a gaming or even a streaming or even both gaming and streaming, you're gonna need a CPU that can do it, that can provide you that kind of performance. The CPU is a abbreviation of Central Processing Unit. Uh, just think of this chip or processor as the brain of the computer. Um, it's literally what it is. It's the brain of the computer. It's where it does all its calculations to provide information of what you see on the screen. Um, so when it comes to gaming, when it comes to streaming, it needs to handle two demanding tasks at once. Um, First, obviously, if you're gaming, it needs to run smoothly high FPS games, right? We all love FPS. What is it, Void Puppy? I see your question. Quick question, quick question. Void Father says, uh, say I wanted a consultation for building myself a dual PC setup. What would that look like? Is it is this sticky or they phone over Zoom Discord? Um, a dual PC setup, I haven't done one personally, but, um, it just really depends, what those 2 computers are gonna you're gonna use it for. So, if you want 2 of them, we could definitely build you 2 of them, and we're gonna make sure that, um that if one of them does a specific task that you want it to do, we're gonna make sure that it can do that as well as with the second one. So if you're thinking like one of them is gonna be for streaming and the other one's gonna be just for gaming, we could definitely work with you on that. Um, you know, order as many computers as you want from us, we're gonna get it done for you. So I mean, it just really depends what you guys need and stuff, and even if it's something that we haven't, like, done personally, I'll make sure to do some research, and get back to you guys, and because I'm not gonna say I'm the know-it-all kinda guy, but, I'm gonna make sure to do research so that that way whatever you guys are getting, it can provide that, performance that you guys are gonna need, so um, but yeah, I would think so that if we do it through a consultation and stuff, um, we would just make sure like, okay, which computer is going to do uh, what hardware is going to need to meet up with those kind of expectations, and that way, you know, you get exactly what you need it for. But yeah, I mean, bro, you're part of the network, so you need some more consultation on that. We could do it through a Discord call, whatever you need, and we'll be able to talk more about it. So, I hope that kind of answered your question. Um, okay. His internet's cutting out for 1 second here. It was more hypothetical. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, shoot, if you want to make it real, bro, one of these days, you know where to find me. um, no, no, you're good, dude. You're good. No, you got I don't mind the questions, guys. Just, shoot them out and I'll try to answer the best I can at the moment. Um, so going back to the topic on the CPU, right? We know it's the brain of the computer and it needs to meet 2 tasks at once, right? So we said running the game smoothly, you know, it needs the best high FPS. The higher the FPS, obviously, the more demanding your hardware. It's gonna be more demanding on your hardware. So you want the strongest CPU to be able to handle that stuff. Um, I mean, obviously, it's not including all the other hardware that you have to also look into, but for the CPU, it needs to be able to handle that. For you streamers, um, if it was just for gaming, that's all you would need to worry about. But if let's say if you're mixing streaming into it, encoding and broadcasting your stream, that's the second important task it needs to do. And so like your viewers, they need to see some good quality. And if you have a slow CPU or not capable CPU, you're gonna notice that your stream does unfortunately suffer uh if you don't get the right CPU for the job. So what are some things to think about when you look at a CPU, like um to determine if it's right for you, right? Uh First you want to determine like, okay, what are the amount of cores, or what is the thread count? Um think of those are kind of like the workers. The more workers you have, obviously the more things you get done at once, right? Um like think of it like these workers in a factory. the more workers, the more tasks can be done at once, you know. So you obviously want a processor that has a high amount of cores and thread count, you know. So for streaming and gaming, you want to at least aim like maybe something like at least 6 cores and 12 threads, you know. That I would say that would be like probably the limit. And the best choice that you can make obviously is having something that has about 8 cores, more than 8 cores, more than 16 threads. Um if you're just gaming, right? Because this is just for like if you're streaming and gaming. But if you're just gaming, cores are not really important. What is really important is to have a strong single core performance. So like how we're comparing these cores and threads to like workers, you need that one fast worker that's gonna do it all. And most games, they just rely on one fast core. So that's why when I'm recommending uh CPUs to customers, that's why I asked the question, what are you going to use it for? Is it just going to be for just streaming? Is it just going to be for just gaming? Because if you're telling me just gaming, then I don't have to worry that you need to have a multi-core uh CPU to do the job. Um all I need to know is that like, hey, I need to find you the fastest CPU to do the job. So that's why AMD is like one of the best brands right now. I'm gonna say it, one of the best gaming CPUs there is right now because holy cow, the speeds that you can get out of those, and then the affordability on those CPUs. Because let me tell you, Intel is not cheap. They are not cheap. But if we could save you money on that part, we will. Void Fire says, how difficult would it be to upgrade your CPU? If you are upgrading your CPU, we need to look at a lot of variables than just the CPU. Um, we're gonna have to look at your motherboard. Um, what can your motherboard support? Your motherboard, look at it as something that you can uh connect everything that your computer handles, like your graphics card, your RAM, power, fan types, fan connection, everything. It goes connected to your motherboard. So what is important is that you have a motherboard that can support all kinds of CPUs. Usually, if you have an AMD motherboard, it can only support AMD CPUs. You know, same with Intel. If you have an Intel board, you can only support Intel motherboard or Intel CPUs. So if you're trying to upgrade, we will have to see, okay, what kind of motherboard do you have? Okay, and then we gotta see what kind of slots, does it have? So that way, when we're looking at a list of CPUs, we're gonna get you one that your motherboard is compatible with because unfortunately, motherboards aren't compatible with all CPUs. So that would be the only thing that I would say that can make things difficult sometimes because like I get it, some people want to be like, dude, I want that CPU over there, but then their motherboard can't support it, obviously. So I would say that would be the main thing to consider is your motherboard. What can it support? And if you're just trying to upgrade just the CPU, um, it's pretty much that. Just looking what your motherboard is, what does it support up to what model of CPU, and that's the most that we can upgrade that CPU for that motherboard. But if you're trying to like let's say, get to a higher generation, like a more like recent model of your CPU, then obviously we're probably gonna have to do a lot of motherboard shopping because obviously the motherboard you have is either too outdated to support these new CPUs. So that's pretty much, what would go into upgrading just your CPU. And honestly, you guys could save a lot of money just doing that because motherboards these days are getting good to provide more compatibility to a lot more CPUs. Like the motherboard I have right now, I think it does a from a generation 12 to a 14. So if I wanted to, I can upgrade the CPU up to a 14th gen Intel processor. So, hold on. That's my pops, y'all. He was looking for some tools. Um, but yeah, so yeah, so like I was saying, like my motherboard, it could support up to 3 generations. So if I wanted to, I could upgrade to the 14th gen whenever I want. But I'm happy with my 12th gen. But yeah, that's my real puppy right there. Yeah. um, but yeah, um, so yeah, the motherboards nowadays they're getting better at doing that. So um, right now I think we're the new generation where it's a complete whole new architect. So it's gonna be motherboards that can support that generation only. So if you get the latest stuff, unfortunately, you're kind of locked in until the manufacturer kind of says like, "Hey, like we made an update so it could be compatible with the newer stuff coming in." So sometimes that even happens too. So like, I mean, manufacturers are sometimes nice that when new tech comes out, they sometimes update their motherboards to be like, "Okay, you could receive this kind of new tech now." Because that's all it is. It's just telling the motherboard, "Hey, like this stuff came out, you can handle it." It's a program, literally a program update to the motherboard. Sometimes that does happen. So that's why when we gotta do research, we'll research the motherboard and stuff like that to make sure like what is the best thing we could put on this thing if you're deciding to upgrade the CPU. Puppy Panda. Shout out to Puppy Panda. Yes, sir. Ay, ay, ay. What father? Um, so yeah, so going back into the topic, right? So if you're streaming gaming, obviously you need a good amount of cores and thread counts, right? Um, but if you're just gaming, you just need that one strong single core speed. So when you're shopping around for that CPU, you sometimes see like 3.7 gigahertz or 4.2 gigahertz speed. That's the speed that I'm talking about right there. So the higher the number is, the faster that CPU is. And for gaming, that number obviously is going to matter a lot. Um and also for streaming, you need good encoding to it. So your encoding is what pretty much your CPU is going to do for you. Like right now, OBS is using my CPU encoding. But since I um have an RTX card, my RTX card does that encoding for me. So it takes that load off my CPU. So if you're streaming, I would always highly recommend that you get an RTX card. And that's because the encoding on the RTX card, it um it takes some of that encoding from the CPU to where it causes less stress to your CPU. So like um it pretty much we're throwing the load to your graphics card to do the pretty much the encoding for your streaming, for your recordings, any software that uses, video producing software. I can't tell you how much like RTX cards have helped me with my streams. And the cool thing about it is that for more advanced users, if you have multiple graphics cards, you can technically tell OBS like, "Hey, I want you to use the second graphics card to do the encoding." That way, the other graphics card can be just the one that does all the gaming and stuff for you, so that you're not suffering in performance. So honestly, guys, I can't emphasize how much NVIDIA NVENC, which is the encoding that they use, helps a lot um, when it comes to loads on your CPU. So if you're not gonna use an RTX graphics card to do the encoding, I would highly suggest that at least have a very capable CPU because um without that it's gonna be a huge load on your computer. So you want to just make sure that you get a good CPU at the end of the day to sustain something like that, the encoding. Um, you don't want your streams to suffer because your CPU just can't catch up with the encoding and the gaming of your computer. So that's why it's really important that when we're talking about this stuff, we make the best possible decisions we can. At the same time, I get it. RTX cards are hella expensive. And if we need to save you money there, we're at least let's try to get a capable CPU to receive that load in encoding when you're streaming. But if you're gaming, you're solid, man. I mean, you don't need to worry about that stuff. And you know, AMD has some good streaming chips, you know, but Intel is where the creme of the creme is at when it comes to streaming stuff. So, um personally, I like Intel to do all the multitasking that we got to get done. Um and I see AMD as more like the well, I'm getting a call here. Hold on. Let me see. But yeah, so yeah, I recommend Intel for multitasking machines where you gotta do some gaming and streaming, and AMD is really great just for gaming. So I know recently they have released a CPU that's great for multitasking, first time ever in history. Um, and it's out there. So now it's kind of like, well, should I recommend Intel or should I recommend AMD? Because now AMD can do it. Um, So honestly, I'll leave that up to you guys, you know. Um from the looks of it, Intel still is probably the best. Like if we're talking about like performance wise, it's still the best. But now AMD has introduced this new CPU um where literally um it can compete in that market of multitasking. So if you want to save some money, I think AMD is the best spot right now to do that, you know, because I know Intel can be really expensive. Um, but yeah, now it's kind of like AMD's catching up here with Intel. So it's gonna be that much harder to recommend what we gotta recommend. But like I said, I think Intel is still kind of has the higher edge, obviously. But when it comes to be like, well, do I want to save money, you know, and have a good multitasking CPU? AMD is a good option. Voidfly says, "Hold on, I gotta move the big boy PC and look at my OBS." Okay. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much everything of what you should be thinking about on CPUs. You know, just as a summary, the CPU is the brain of the computer, and there's two main tasks that this CPU has to do, which is running the game smoothly on high FPS, and then the encoding and broadcasting. It has to handle that for you guys for your stream so that you have a very good quality stream. So, like I said, if you are streaming and gaming, you need that high core and thread count. You need that uh good encoding, you know. You need good encoding performance if you're not going to use an RTX card. If you have an RTX card, you could relieve some of that load and have the RTX card do some of that encoding. But if you're just gaming, you are just solid with just gaming a CPU that is freaking fast. Um, you normally with those CPUs, they're a lot cheaper to obtain, and you get some hell of speeds with it. Um, but if you are doing some video editing and stuff on the side and stuff, then maybe just not having a fast CPU would do you good. You may want to think about still a multitasking computer that can do both gaming and streaming. I am attempting to get a job as a Geek Squad member, and your advice would be invaluable. Uh, is what Void Poppy said. Geek Squad is great. Um, it's a great place to actually start learning about a lot of things. Um, where exactly, what kind of stuff you're gonna do in Geek Squad? Are you gonna do computer stuff? Are you gonna be like setting up audio, video systems? It just depends. I would say if you're gonna get a job into that, they love to see the willingness to learn, you know. They get that not all the people they're gonna get, they're gonna know everything, but just be willing to sit there and learn. And if you do know how to do some of this stuff, I would just not tell them that you know this stuff. Honestly, like if you just sit there and just listen, because I've noticed that sometimes, like, I know some stuff, and then when people repeat it back to me and I tell them, yeah, yeah, I know, like, you kind of lose some maybe possible value information that you could have received at that moment. So like what I noticed when I started to be more of a listener, um the things that I already knew, and when I sat there and just listened to the person, sometimes I get to know something that I didn't know actually. Like they had a different either method of working that is a lot quicker, a lot more efficient, or if it's something that maybe like I thought I was doing right, but I was actually doing it wrong, you know? So having that kind of mentality in a place where they do troubleshooting on products, where they do setups at homes, like when it comes to either networking, their TVs, their audio systems, whatever it might be, whatever you're gonna do in Geek Squad. If there's someone there that wants to show you how to do it, just let them do it, because sometimes you think you know how to do it, but when someone can do it better than you and you learn that, like it's like I don't know, it's this kind of like feeling of like, man, I'm just glad I just listened, you know, because I just learned something invaluable right now. So just have that kind of mentality when it comes to like people that have been doing it for years, and they want to just teach you something. Even if it's something that you already know, just let them teach you, because sometimes they can be the one that teach you something better than what you already know. Yeah, I'm uploading this to YouTube. Right now I forgot that I needed to apply to do a stream. So right now I'm just recording it, but I will be uploading it straight to YouTube when I'm done here. Unedited. Obviously, I'm gonna have some edits, clips and stuff coming soon. But as of right now, I'm just gonna upload the whole stream, you know, because that's what I intended it to do. Um, so yeah, going back into the topic here, we just finished talking about CPUs, right? Um, I'm gonna switch it to our tech demo here. Um, Let me see. Where did here it is. Tech demo? Why is it not showing anything? Hold on. Oh. That's why. Such a dork. Anyways, for our last topic for the stream, I actually wanted to take the time to show you guys some cool things, some cool accessories that you could put in your computer. I got 3 things lined up here for you guys just to show you guys, some of the stuff that cool. What's trendable right now, right? Um, oh, the sound is back. Which sound, Duke? Which sound? Like the let me see. Is it Ah, I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God, I thought I fixed it. Hold on. Did I? Oh, yeah, yeah, because this is the other scene. That's why. My bad, guys. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My booty ears. Um, yeah. Um, so going back to the topic here, right? Um, this here, obviously, they're called the Hollow Fan, uh, from Coolify, and I thought this was an interesting product. It's a case fan that literally does holograms, like literally how you see it here. It looks trippy, guys. Like I'm gonna say it right now, it looks hella trippy. Um, Let me start showing you guys. So pretty much, like I don't know if you guys seen the fans that do the holograms. That's pretty much what it is, but in a PC case fan. And I mean, like, I feel like I don't know how people have never thought of it, for this long to do it. But all right. Um, but on here, as you guys can see, it's literally like 96 LEDs lined up here to show an image, right? So like just how they show it here, right? Um Pretty much it's crazy cool because it's like um it's something that you don't really see. Like I think this is the first manufacturer that ever offered this kind of case fan. And look at this. Look at that. You see that? Like the 3D floating effect, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's something that you don't really gonna see on a PC case. I think they go about right now the pricing is about like $45 a fan. So it's kind of on the expensive side, but I mean, look what you're getting though. you know? It's crazy. Um I'm gonna show you guys a YouTube video of actually how it would look. But like, I mean, you can already see on the product page here, all the kinds of things you can do with it. Um So just give you guys a little more information on these. So you could do a video display, obviously. So if you have a video that you could loop around, there's a custom slideshow that you could do with it. You could slap on a logo on here, as you can see right there. So like a PNG JPEG file. Um, I'll check right now for you, Duke. See if but we'll make the LED make it louder. I'll show you guys like how loud these fans can get, and you guys can determine if this is like something that you guys wanna do and stuff. I'll show you guys all the specifications right now, but you could upload GIFs to it. Uh, and if you have 3D animations, um, it can make it seem like it's popping out of the case fan. That's what's trippy about it, and then you could do some cool effects. I'm guessing that they probably have a software for it to do all this kinds of stuff, for it. Yeah, so right here on the app. You can even do it on your phone. You don't even have to be on your computer to do it. So you just go on the app, boom, put it on there. Um, Let me check what the specifications are. It looks like there is two modes for here. So obviously they got the 1500 RPMs and it's about 25 dBA, which is kind of on, you know, normal fan noise. It's not really that quiet. On the highest setting though, they do have it's pretty loud boy, you know. But it's not like that bad. Honestly, like if fan noises bother you, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a little loud. But if you don't care about fan noises, it's not that bad. Um, it sounds like a fan. What a fan should do, be blowing air, right? Um, so I'm guessing there's just two modes. You can't really tell it how exactly fast you want it to go. So that's the only thing about these fans. They're fixed on speed. And that's obviously due to, they want to make sure whatever they're showing you on the hologram, um, that the fan speed uh is specific and is something that so that it could generate a good quality of whatever hologram you're trying to show. So that's the only reason why I guessing that it's fixed to two different speeds here. Um so you don't really can't get that precision RPMs that you want it to be. Um Let me show you. So here is the dimensions it comes in. So unfortunately it doesn't look like they do 140, they do 120s so far right now. But yeah, they are I mean, they look freaking amazing. Let me show you YouTube videos. So yeah, 120s for now, unfortunately. So like if you have 140s, maybe you could put it on one of your inside of your case uh fans. Because I mean it would have looked dope though if you could put it on a 140. That would look hella crazy, dude. But yeah, let me show you a YouTube video of this thing live right now. Like this is how it looks. Like it's just hella amazing, dude. Like it's just wow. Like something so unreal, dude. It's unreal. And to have something like that on your computer, I'm pretty sure it's gonna catch a lot of eyes. So, you know, hologram case fans from Coolify, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if this guy has any other stuff here on display. Um, let's get rid of might have to wait for the ads. uh Yeah, so I think right here he's just showing off like how would you put it on the app and stuff. So, I mean, like I guess he's just showing like the standard things it comes with. So if you guys here's the name of the video. I highly recommend going to see and look at it. The stuff. I mean, it looks like he's providing a lot of details for it. So if you guys are curious, go to that video and watch it. Um, Going on to the next product. This is probably some products that you have seen already from Mr. Dirty Wolf. Um, he bought himself this stuff. It's an AIO with an LCD screen on it, right? But it's a not just a simple LCD screen, it's a banded L-shaped LCD screen. Um, it's cool because as you can see, you can rotate that screen however the hell you want it. It's called, you know, I think they call it anamorphic, you know, screen here. So I mean like look at that, dude. Like you switch it, rotate it however the hell you want. And then obviously it comes with their Canali software where you put all types of videos, so it supports up to 1080p videos, and the video can be as big as 500 megabytes, so nothing beyond that. They accept PNG, JPEG, GIFs, MP4s, AVIs. You could do the brightness on it. You could do. I guess they have their own like mode called a new waterfall mode. Um, and then you could do even a split screen on it. So if you want two things on it, so like you see how the screen is, you could probably split it down in the middle and have two different things showing depending on how on the angle that you see it. That's probably gonna be the thing that you're looking at it. So when it's all done, this is how it looks. Um, as you can see on here, let me just open it here. Or actually, maybe not open it that much, but let me open it on YouTube actually. Um, so I mean, like the screen looks so clean. You saw on Dirty Wolves, but like this is how the screen looks, guys. Like legit, by far one of the most interesting AIOs with, you know, with the LCD screen on it. Like if you're looking to upgrade and show off a lot, I would say that that screen looks amazing when it's and I mean, it looks just different, you know? Um, but they say Duke says, let's see. Yeah, so yeah, 30 dBs. Yep. You'll notice the sound, but it's just not yeah, you're right. You're 100% right, dude. And then but yeah. Yeah, I mean, these stuff they're a bit pricey, but I mean, this is just what's available, guys. Um, these just ideas for you guys. I mean, honestly, like if you want a simple computer, that is totally fine with us. We're gonna build the computer exactly the way you want it, but at the same time, we're gonna show you this cool tech stuff. I'm an enthusiast on this, and I like to show everybody like what's the trend right now. But yeah, that is the just so that you guys know, it's the Trix Panorama SE360 ARGB 360 uh liquid cooler, you know, AIO cooler. So, um this accepts obviously the latest form factor for LGA sockets on an Intel. And then if you have an AMD, it supports AM4 and AM5. And the great thing about it all, it comes with a 6-year warranty. I mean, 6 years, dude. That's a lot, and that's really good, really good value right there. Um, obviously the screen comes with tempered glass, so it's not gonna, scratch that easily, and hopefully it's durable unless you start smacking and doing things with it that you shouldn't do. That's up to you guys, but I ain't gonna be doing that. um, but yeah, it's pretty cool. AIO cooler. Um, the last thing I wanted to show off here is the height cases in general. But this one specific, it's the height Y70. And let me tell you guys, me and Dirty Wolf, we enjoy we love building in this case because they really thought of everything on this case of how easily it is to cable manage to uh personally like breaking down the case so that we could start building things onto it. Like everything comes off easily off this case. And the cool thing about this is that it comes in all sorts of colors. So there's black and white, there's all black, the red black. This is the one that Dirty Wolf just got. It's sexy. It's like a nice, sexy red Ferrari, you know? The colors that you can get out of this is amazing. If you're into pink, there's purple, and there is baby blue if you like that eye-popping color. Um, the thing, here's some videos on it on how the case is 3D rendered in, and you see how it like falls apart. It legit falls apart like that when you start taking it off, so that you can start easily putting things on there. You know, um, like there's a lot of things that you could just rip off it. That way you have easy access to. So like all the case fans and stuff, like they're all easily accessible to and to put on and then just slap it back onto the case. It's great. It's a great case to work with. I'm not a sponsor by any of these products today's that I'm showing you, but they are beautiful. I like that you can put a screen on the corner of that case easy. Yes. That's one of the things that they improved on the Height Y70. The Height Y60, they just someone just thought of that idea, and now they sell a kit to where you could also put it on the Y60, but you have to buy a 3D printed part for it, um, so that you can mount it on the case. Um, but yeah, like if you want to save money, you could go to Y60, but then you're gonna spend a little extra for that stuff. So yeah, so what Duke Shaw here is talking about is putting a screen on the corner of the case, which looks friggin' sexy. Like it looks great. Um, as you can see there, you can see the you can see the LCD screen right there, and that's what he's talking about. Um, we'll see it right now. Uh, so like just like that, baby. You could put and let me tell you guys, this is a touchscreen LCD. It's literally an LCD screen with a desktop on it. This stuff, I think it's through software of theirs to set it up like this, but you could literally drop a desktop on there, and then you could click on stuff on there. So like, you know, it's a touch screen. Like it's freaking crazy. Um, but yeah, like it's it's crazy, guys. Like I don't know what else to tell you. And if you see the cooler here, they do have their AIO cooler. This right here, it's freaking like one of the sexiest AI coolers, and I love it because like you can angle it the way you want it. So like um how would I say, like you could just angle the screen the way you want it on your computer. It's really nice. High very creative company when it comes to PC accessories and stuff like that. Let me see if I could show you guys that let me see. I think it's called let's see. Ooh, they just come out with their triple. I didn't know that. Okay. So as you guys can see here, this is the cooling mechanism here. So you see how it has like a little thing right there that you could tilt it the way you want it. Um, Let me see if I could show a better video of it. Let's see. I just want him to show off the. I think he's just showing off the software on it and stuff. Let me see if I can find a better video here. Oh, allergies. So yeah, you see how it's tilting? You could do that. You know, like look at that, dude. Like, I mean, it's just simple, but yet very pleasing to the eye. I love hardware like that. Like, it's nothing complicated to it, but it's just easy to set up. But yeah, like it's just amazing, and this is how, you know, it would look like. And this is the Y40 case, I believe. So it's their smaller variant of their cases. They have some nice cases. Like, let me show you. So the Y40, if you don't want something to look like a fish tank, but more square, this is how it looks like. This one, it comes in less colors, but you get the idea that it just comes in square. Um, the Y60, It's a very it's more like their smaller mid-tier variant. Um, I guess they also stopped providing different colors to it as well. Um, so I know that this case is amazing, but with the Y70 though, like this one is just my favorite. So like the Y70 Touch Infinite, this one is the one that comes with the screen on here. And it looks like it comes with less colors too. But I think if you were to get the Y70 without like the stuff, I believe you're just able to buy it separately and just attach it. So you see how the upgrade is there? So I don't know why they have it like that, but um, it's great. I mean, even if you break something, they have replacements. And the distro here, so like if you're into the whole custom water cooling setup, you could add this. Like, I mean, they made custom water cooling stuff. Like this is just a reservoir here. Um, let me actually look because I did see. Yeah, look at that, dude. Like, oh, let me tell you, let me show you guys. Um, so this one's like their like meaning stuff. Like straight up like let's cage your computer, right? Um, that's if you like that kind of look. Um, because I know there's a lot of people out there that just want a performing computer and they don't care about RGBs or anything. But look at this. Look at the kind of cases that like if you're into all this stuff, you can definitely get cases like that. And I know they have different variants. This is the Persona 3. You're into Persona? And look at this. I mean, look at all that. Like the type of specific stuff here. If you're into that, those these kind of wraps for it. They have another Persona 3. Let's check out this one just so that you guys can see all the kind of cases that they offer. Like they offer like a hell of a whole bunch of things and all that. I think all those accessories are included. Yeah. So if you're interested, you can get these. And I mean, they're just all great. I haven't bought one personally to see how it looks, but judging from the reviews, they're pretty good. Um, but yeah, they also do some like gaming gear, desk pads, a lot of things, you know. So Hype is a very great brand. Like I said again, we're not sponsored by them, but I just love working with them. Um, but that is everything today, guys, for the stream. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys all had a lot of great questions. Right now, if anybody has now we're in the Q&A. Anybody has any questions whatsoever on anything we touched today or just any random question too? Um, I'm here to listen now to you guys. Lord Father says, "Thank you for this. This was very informative." So I'm glad it was, dude. I'm glad. And this is the kind of streams I want to do with One Up Tech. Um, and that's all we wanna do. We wanna just inform you guys what is out there in the market, how's the market doing, what kind of things should I be thinking about on certain PC hardware parts, like when you're deciding to upgrade or whatever you're gonna do, we're gonna be generating topics here and there. But yeah, just how we set it up there. Uh, that's pretty much how I want the streams to go. Uh, and at the same time, at the end of the streams, like I'll do a little Q&A here. If you guys don't have any more questions, then that's that's all right. You guys could tell me on Discord. You know where to find me. So, but yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Void Father. It's something that I've been working on for like I would say like at least a week, trying to figure out what can I say on stream for One Up Tech because it's kind of hard because I never done a just chatting stream before. So I'm all like, man, I'm gonna need to figure out something to talk about. And holy cow, like how long have I been on streaming here now? An hour and a half, which is like beyond what I thought I could talk about. I thought this was gonna be like at least an hour, but um it wasn't like that. So um I'm glad we went over time, honestly, because I was like, man, like it's gonna be a very short stream, you know. Um yeah, professional yapper. Dude, you're the best one at that, dude. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like um Void Father is one of the best dudes to watch because I mean the topics, the random topics Void Father gets into is one of like the most interesting things to like just listen to. Like the guy, I love the way he engages with his community. I like something about his personality is just so intoxicating. You just want more of it and you just want to just listen to what he has to say on a lot of things. Like it's hella hilarious to me. And and if you guys like watching anime, Void Father is he loves talking about it. So like and talking about like random topics on stuff like that, like I love this man, you know. He is definitely a professional yapper, but a very engageful one and you know, I'm glad to have him on the network here with us. So, um we're glad to be able to work with you personally on your tech needs. Um Also, if you guys see the logo on the bottom, Dirty Late Night Gaming, um, that is our new network. These are the people, or these are streamers that we are connected to, that we support, that you know, that we just have here in our close circle. They are helping us grow too. And we want to make sure we take care of them. We are still taking, if you're a streamer out there, Um, we are still taking in applications, We barely started up. I think right now we're about 15 streamers, I think, in this network. I mean, it's just growing crazy, you know, and I feel like we could still get bigger because like I don't know how long we're gonna be accepting uh newcomers into our network. Because I want to be able to provide services to all of y'all in a timely manner. So until it comes to a point where like, oh man, we're getting a little too busy, um, eventually we're gonna have to close them doors and take care of those who, supported us early on. So Void Father, I'm glad to have you here, buddy. Um, I think Lollygag was in here too. He's another one that we do it for. Fwanky. I don't know if she's still here. Um, Trax isn't a streamer, but he is somebody that also is supporting us uh by getting the word out there. So tracks, thank you. Even though I know you're not a streamer, but you're doing your part too, and we're taking care of him too. um, but yeah, like it's amazing, amazing communities around here, and I'm glad to be a part of. One of Tech is glad to be here, to take care of everybody's needs as well as like any future clients that want to work with us. I kind of see it like not just like a one-time transaction, but I hope to build that relationship with all our clients on you know that first consultation. Is just honestly to get to know you guys, to see what your needs are, and then hopefully we get to build this relationship, because like I'm hoping that you come back to us again for more things, or for more ideas. Like, let's say, if, we built your computer and you're ready to upgrade it again down the road, we're gonna be here, and I hope we could create that kind of relationship with all our clients, you know. Um, but yeah, any other questions, comments, um, anything else, guys? Before I do get off here and start doing more work. Dude, I am glad you enjoyed it with Father. I'm here for those who want to, you know more about One of Tech, as well as, gain to know more about like computers and stuff, because like sometimes this information is kind of hard to get to if you don't know where you want to go, and you want to push as much as informative information that's easy for you guys to understand too, because I get it. Not everybody that's here is tech savvy and know exactly what things are and stuff like that. So the information that we're hoping to provide is like information that a consumer can understand. So that's our main mission with these streams too, as well, that we provide these informative you know topics to a way where you guys can easily understand what is required. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Think I feel great energy and vibes that this has been a great stream. And that's kind of what I want to do on a weekly basis, honestly. I don't know if it's going to be like one stream a week or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but um judging from it, I think it was a right uh we took a right path on doing these kind of streams, because I was just clueless of what I wanted to talk about it and stuff like that. So, I'm glad everything just came out perfect, honestly. Couldn't ask for a better stream day for One Up Tech. But if that is everything, guys, thank you all for showing up. Void Papi, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Duke Shadow, thank you for being here. Um, you know, everybody else, Wanky, Lollygag, Track, you know, thank you guys all for being here. And those who are just on this stream, lurking around. You're good, Duke. I'm glad you guys came in, man. You guys made my day today. So, um, yeah. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and you know, just keep on doing what you guys do. I enjoy watching you guys. Duke, amazing person to play with. Also to have on stream, because you you light up them blurps up. I wish I had it on here, but unfortunately I gotta wait till we're affiliated here. Duke, you're a bit of a tech nerd, man. I didn't know, man. Well, I mean, I should have known just the way you're talking about the fans, so, you know. But, but yeah, dude, I love having you guys. I love watching you on the streams that you're in there because you do make a lot of people laugh. So, I mean, you make me laugh hella hard sometimes. Word father, dude, I love your energy, bro. Like, I love to have you in all my streams. Shoot, I even go watch your streams just to get that energy sometimes. Get my daily fix, you know, you're like, some void pop in there, you know. So, all right, guys, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for checking in and you know, do what you want with the information. I will be posting it on our YouTube. You could find us on One Up Tech AZ, I believe. I think that's what our channel is. Let me double check before I let you guys go and you're like, where the hell is it? Um yeah, One Up Tech dash AZ. Let me actually try to get the a link here because I am so bad with it. There's that, as well as here is the website if you guys haven't gone to it just yet. Here's the website, guys. You can book your appointments. You could book uh pretty much the consultation. So um book everything down there. So if you click on explore our services, let me actually switch it here quick. So here's our website, right? You can obviously make an account as well. So um just take note of that as well as explore our services. So if you click there, it'll take you to our appointment setting. Um Everything here, you know, we have 4 services. Obviously, our basic one is the consultation services. If you just wanna talk about, PC hardware parts or, like, your upgrade to even building a whole new computer, see what the prices look like and everything. That is our most basic, consultation services. Parts list review, let's say if you guys have already a parts list and you just want us to, look at it and give you a pricing on it, as well as making sure that it is compatible and uh, it fits exactly your needs. Um, that is the second services that we do. And then we have our whole complete product design and assembly where we come with you. We have the consultation, we design it, and then we assemble it, you know? We assemble the computer. And then we're also gonna have our pre-designed PC services on here. For now, it's just through appointment. Eventually, we want to list the pre-designed PC services. So like we're gonna have pre-designed stuff for every kind of performance. So like it could be like, you know, a budget performance to more of a mid tier to more of a premium tier kind of build. So like that way, if you guys don't have an idea, there's some ideas already out there, you know? So that's pretty much what it is. And even if you wanna customize a little bit the pre-designed, computers, you could do that too. You don't have to stick with what's on the parts list, you know? If you want a different case, we could put it on a different case. But the pre-design is for those that just don't really have an idea of what they want, but, you know, some things are important to them. Like, let's say if it's just gaming or if it's just, you know, if they need something capable for streaming as well. Uh, but for now, we're doing it through book appointments because we don't have it listed just yet to show off our pre-designs just yet. Um, but yeah, if you want to contact us, you could also get in contact with us. You know, shoot your name, email, tell us you know what your inquiry is, attach files, and you can send it to us, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. You know, our email's there too as well. But yeah, Hopefully we're gonna be able to add things to what's up, Dirty Woo? Ow! We're just finishing up stream here, bud. It's a good stream day, man. Good stream day today. And I'm just showing them the website. Um and then you can find all the platforms that we're on. Our Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube down there. You click on it and it'll open up directly to our stuff there. Um yeah, hopefully we're gonna be able to integrate a place where you all can place your reviews, and then also we're gonna have a gallery too, so that you can see all the work we have done. Um, we're still on the works of it, but for now, this is the basic website just so that we could get appointments going. You could join our mailing list too, so when we do send out an email about stuff, you'll be able to receive it. Also, we do have a chat too, so if you send us a message, you know, we'll be able to see it, and we'll try to communicate as quick as possible, when we do get some kind of communication from you guys. But other than that, um yeah. I know that's why I kind of want to do this stream, because it's like a lot of people, like don't know exactly, I think we gotta change the color on this button though, for sure, cause like, it kinda hides. So, I mean, we're still trying to, like, make this website the best it can be, because, like, obviously, there's a lot of things that, like, you don't know unless, someone tells you, you could do. Um, but yeah, definitely change that color, yep. It kinda hides there, just thinking about it. Yeah, you're right. So, we'll probably do stuff like that. So on our next update on our website, hopefully there's a lot more things integrated to it. But for now, this is the most basic stuff we have. You could create an account, you could contact us directly, or you can even book an appointment with us if you're you know, wanting a lot more insight on how our services are, and what we can provide to you, as well as making sure that, if you're thinking about upgrading it or getting a whole new computer, or you just want to talk about projects you have, consultation services is the best place to start with. Um, but yeah, um, that's pretty much everything, guys. Um, thank you all for being here. Y'all are amazing, Dirty Wolf, on the last minute clutch here, making it here. But buddy, I'll get in touch with you here soon after this stream. Um, but yeah, it was a great stream day, guys. Thank you guys for coming. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys had a great start to your Saturday. It's just it's barely noon here for me. I know you guys are probably like 3 o'clock, ready to go party out soon, get some dinner with some great friends and everything. Whatever your plans is, I hope you have a great one. And yeah, like have a good weekend. And we'll see you on the next stream. Um, I don't know when the next stream is gonna be personally, but hopefully it's gonna be, maybe on Saturday mornings. I'm not too sure, but I at least would want to do it at least once a week. I think it's a good start somewhere. But thank you guys, as always, showing up. You guys have a great, great, uh, I guess evening now. It's almost evening over there. See you guys. See you guys.